Hello everyone. So today I'm back again with my next topic, that is ecosystem. So what is ecosystem actually? Ecosystem, it is a fundamental function of nature. Okay, it's a fundamental function of nature, or you can say fundamental unit of nature, wherein living organisms they interact among each other and also with the surrounding environment. Okay, so as we do, ecosystem is a very large it's a very large unit. So therefore ecosystem is divided into two parts. Okay, one is the terrestrial part and one is the aquatic ecosystem. So I will give you some flow chart and also teach you in the way of by drawing a diagram. Okay, so let's move on to our flow chart diagram. About ecosystem out here, let's talk about ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? I told you already, ecosystem is a functional unit of nature, and since ecosystem is a very large unit, so it is divided into two parts. One is the terrestrial and one is the aquatic part. Okay, so what are the basic components of an ecosystem? So there are four basic components. Number one is productivity. Okay, number one is productivity. Number two out here is decomposition. Number two is decomposition. Number three is energy flow. Okay. Number four out here is nutrient cycling. Nutrient cycling. So these are the four components of an ecosystem. Okay, so let us discuss this with the help of an example, taking the example of an aquatic ecosystem, that is a pond ecosystem. So basically what are these four basic components? So productivity out here, this means there is the producers. Okay, the producers who are producing the compounds. Okay, and then we have the decomposition, that means out here where the consumers who are consuming those products of the produced by the producers, and then they are being decomposed by the decomposers. Then we come to the energy flow. Okay, in energy flow, what is happening? The compounds that are formed, the conversion of there's a conversion of inorganic materials into your organic compounds. Okay, so with the help of the sun energy. Okay, so last is nutrient cycling, where the nutrients that are produced, they are recycled again and over again. So we'll take an example of a pond ecosystem to describe this. So in a pond ecosystem, what happens is, what is the abiotic component in the pond? The abiotic component is water. Okay, so let's talk about pond here. So the abiotic component out here is the pond here. Okay, water. Okay, water. So what is happening out here? Who are the producers in the water? The phytoplanktons. Okay, there's photoplanktons also. Photoplanktons or phytoplanktons, some algae. Okay, so now they are the producers. They are producing the compounds with the help of the sun energy. Okay, they are the autotrophs. So now these are being consumed by the zooplanktons. Okay, they are consumed by the zooplanktons. Now who are the zooplanktons? The bacteria, the fungi, they are all the zooplanktons. They are also, okay, no, zooplanktons are the consumers. Okay, and also now they are being decomposed by the decomposers. So these products are being decomposed by decomposers who are bacteria, fungi, they are the decomposers. Okay, then we come to the energy flow. What's happening in energy flow is that the inorganic materials are converted into the organic material. Okay, inorganic materials are converted into the organic materials with the help of the sun energy. This is the energy flow out here. Also you must remember that some energy is being lost out here. Some energy is lost in the form of heat. And one very important question that comes from here for your medical examinations, that is the energy flow is a unidirectional flow of energy. Remember this, very important, that energy flow is unidirectional flow of energy. Okay, unidirectional flow of energy. So with this, when this energy is flowing, okay, to the higher trophic levels from the lower trophic levels, it is following a unidirectional path. This is very, very important. You must remember this. Okay, so now after that, what happens? After this autotrophs, after they're producing the compounds that are being consumed by the heterotrophs, and after the compounds being formed, again they are decomposed by the decomposers. Okay, so what is happening here? After that, the dead matter is being mineralized. Okay, the dead matter is being mineralized, and energy is released. Then this energy is again, this energy and also compounds are being released. So those compounds, they are again used by the autotrophs, and they're reused by the autotrophs. Okay, and this is repeated over and over again. This cycle is repeated over and over again. Okay, so this is happening in a pond ecosystem. This is an example. Okay, we have taken. Now let's go back to the components again. Okay, now what are the components of the ecosystem? So first, I've told you about productivity. So let's discuss productivity in details. So what is productivity out here? Productivity is basically the rate of biomass production. Okay, rate of biomass production is productivity, and the units are per gram square, and also per gram square per year. Okay, and also it can be written as kilo calories per meter square per year. Okay, so there is some problem with the pen again out here. I'm having this problem. So let's talk about the primary production first. Okay, so we'll talk about primary production first. So what is primary production? This is the amount of biomass production per unit area over a time period by plants using the process photosynthesis. Okay, so remember this, very important. Primary production is the amount of biomass production per unit area. Okay, so per unit area over a time period. Okay, so this is being done with the help of by the process of photosynthesis. This is expressed in the form of weight, or you can say per gram square, or by through energy, that is the kilocalorie per meter square. Okay, now this primary productivity is divided into two types. Okay, one is the gross, primary productivity, or you can also call it as GPP, or you can say the net primary productivity. Okay, also we can say it as NPP. Okay, so what is gross primary productivity? This is the rate of production of organic matter during photosynthesis. Remember this, this is the rate of production of organic matter. Okay, rate of production of organic matter during photosynthesis. And what is the net productivity? So remember, while during respiration, some energy is also lost out here. Therefore, what is this? This is when we minus the respiration loss. Okay, when we minus the respiration loss, then from the gross primary productivity we get the net primary productivity. Okay, so therefore, how can we define net primary productivity? It is defined as the available biomass for consumption. Okay, for consumption by the heterotrophs. So NPP is the available biomass for the consumption by heterotrophs. Okay, now we'll come to the secondary production. So secondary production? Secondary production is the rate of formation of new organic matter by the consumers. Okay, so primary productivity is by the autotrophs, and secondary production is by the consumers. Okay, this is the rate of formation of new organic matter by the consumers. Okay, now we'll go on to the factors on which the primary productivity depends on. So now there are 4 factors on which the primary productivity depends on. What are the 4 factors? Number 1 is the plant species. Okay, so plant species, so it depends on the plant species. Number 2, on the environmental factors. Number 3, on the nutrient availability. How much nutrient is available? It also depends on that. Okay, and last is the photosynthetic capacity of the plants. So how much capacity the plants have to perform photosynthesis. Okay, capacity of plants. Remember this. Okay, now we'll come to the decomposition part. So what is decomposition? Decomposition, as we know, that when the products are decomposed by the decomposers, it's known as decomposition. Okay, so do you know that earthworm, one very important role is played by an organism, as we all know, that is the earthworm. Okay, so earthworm is also known as farmer's friend. Okay, earthworm, it's again, it's a good question, they can ask you. Okay, so farmers friends are the earthworm, which help in this decomposition process. Okay, so now who are the decomposers and what do? They convert complex organic matter into inorganic substances like water, carbon, okay, then nutrients. These are the some of the substances that are produced by the decomposers. So there is another term known as the detritus. What is the detritus? It is the raw material that is used for the decomposition. So what are the raw materials that are formed, that are being decomposed? That is the dead plant remains or the dead animal remains. So these are all the detritus. Remember this also. Detritus. Okay, they are the dead plant remains or the dead animal remains. Basically they are the raw materials that are used for decomposition. Okay, now again this decomposition process is divided into 5 parts. That is the 5 part. I'll just go with the typing one, it will be easy for me also. So the process there are the 5 steps. One is the fragmentation. Okay, fragmentation. Okay, so what happens in fragmentation? In fragmentation, the detrivores, okay, detrivores, what they do, they are converting the detritus into smaller particles. They are fragmenting it. Okay, they're breaking down into small particles. So when detritus is broken down into smaller particles by detrivores are the organisms that are helping in the that are taking role in the part of this fragmentation in decomposition. They are known as detrivores. So they are breaking down the detritus into smaller particles. This process is known as fragmentation. So number 2, we have here leaching. Okay, number 2 is leaching. What happens in leaching? In leaching, water soluble inorganic nutrients, okay, they are converted into unavailable salts in the soil. So this is leaching. Okay, number 3 is catabolism. So you have heard this term before also. Catabolism means breaking down. Okay, so what happens in catabolism? When bacteria, fungal enzymes, what they do, they degrade the detritus into smaller inorganic substances. Okay, so again, who takes part out here? The bacteria and the fungal enzymes. Remember this, bacterial and fungal enzymes. Okay, so they take part here. They degrade the detritus into smaller organic substances. Number 4, we have out here humification. Okay, Humification. What happens in humification? In humification, there's an accumulation of dark colored amorphous substance known as humus. Again, remember this, it's very important. What is humus? Humus is the dark colored amorphous substance that is produced. So when there is an accumulation of that substance, it is known as humification. And the fifth one, the last one, is mineralization. Okay, mineralization. Okay, what happens out here? Out here, humus is further degraded by some microbes. So when humus is further degraded, it forms some minerals and they release some inorganic nutrients. This process is known as mineralization. Okay, so these are the 5 process that is happening in decomposition. So now, what is rate of decomposition? Okay, the rate of decomposition of this detritus. This is the chemical composition of detritus and chemical factors. This is dependent on, okay, the rate of decomposition is dependent on the chemical composition of detritus and chemical factors. Again, rate, this is also important, the rate of decomposition. Okay, the rate of decomposition is dependent on the chemical composition of detritus. These can come all in your MCQ type questions. Chemical composition of detritus and the chemical factors. Okay. Number 2 is out here. Now, let's talk about the rate of the decomposition. So, if the decomposition is slow, okay, when is this decomposition slow? This is also very important. Remember this. Slow decomposition. When is this? When it is slow? When the detritus is rich in lignin. Remember this. Okay. When it is rich in lignin and chitin. Okay. And when it is fast? For fast decomposition, when does it occur? It occurs when the detritus is rich in nitrogen. Okay. Nitrogen and water soluble substances like sugar. Okay, so this is also very important. Remember this. Then we'll come to the factors that are regulating decomposition. Okay, what are the factors that are regulating the decomposition? So out here, very important factors is the climatic factors out here. So what are they? Temperature, then and soil moisture. Okay, this is very important. This is also regulating the decomposition. Okay, then now what favors the decomposition and what does not favor the decomposition? So what favors decomposition? Warm and moist environment. Okay, and what does not favor, that is what inhibits the process of decomposition? It is the low temperature. Okay, low temperature and anaerobiosis. Why is this? Because decomposition is basically an aerobic process. Okay, decomposition is best when it's done as in an aerobic condition. Okay, it's an aerobic condition process. Okay, so when there's an anaerobiosis condition, then it's inhibiting the decomposition process. This is all about decomposition. In my next class, I'll be talking about a very, very important topic, that is the energy flow, and also about the nutrient cycling and the other topics that is coming under the ecosystem. Thank you so much. I hope you have liked it. If you have liked it, do comment, and if there is any doubt, then also do comment. Thank you so much.